again this morning, so I got a few more parts in. I guess it was like late yesterday evening. Didn't have everything, so I couldn't finish the job and putting in the springs. So here's what I got. The lower ball joints. And these guys here have to be pressed out and pressed in. I am going to attempt to use my impact, whatever you call that gun that's got the tuning fork on it. I've got a chisel front end on it as well, or rather a punch. And I'm going to see if I can't punch them out and then punch them back in. So we'll see. Also got the front stabilizer bar bushings. So some really nice ones. I don't know who those are by, but anyway, got them off of Summit Racing, so I got a pair of those. Got a couple of tie rod ends, so I won't be putting those on today, but I will be putting the sway bar bushings on. And I also got some of these bushings here because mine are wore out. Those are to hold the stabilizer or sway bar to the frame. And then I've got the upper ball joints here, and these are the bolt-on. All right, so I'll chisel off those rivets and get those put in there. So these upper and lower ball joints is what I'm going to do today, but I also need to take a look at that far side spring, because I think I've got it rotated too far counterclockwise and it's causing it to raise that side of the car just slightly. I did confirm that my air shocks in the back, one side is leaking, so it has like no air, and the other side had 60 pounds in it, which is also contributing to leaning the car over this way. So I think both of those factors need to be fixed. So those air shocks are coming out, as I showed you earlier. We'll be putting the coilover shocks in the rear and taking those air shocks out of there. So let's get to work. So you have to carry a stupid hose around with you.
Need to figure out what's going on with this spring, and I can see
the one on the other side, the pigtail is straight in on the back of the A-frame back here. This one is that way. And you really do got to be careful about how you turn them, because it changes the position of the pigtail at the top. That's got to fit in that groove. So if you're not in those grooves, you're going to elevate the car by double the thickness of the spring. So if that's what, 5/8 of an inch, you're talking 1.25 inches raising this side. So you can be way off, right? So we got to fix this. And I was screwing around with it yesterday. So that's going to sit that way. That puts that way. So let's see what is going on up there. Well, that would be one problem. Having a bolt sitting down there. Really? That was my problem? Well, I'm very glad I looked at that. That explains a lot. I'm not sure if I can get the right angle here, but put this in here, top up there. That's what I'm going for. It's got to go right around that thing. It looks like I'm all the way around it. Where's the camera on this thing? That's smooth. Ridged. Hopefully it goes in there all right. All fitting up in there nice. So check this out, guys. I've been taking the bushings off of the sway bar to replace them with these new ones. These guys here. And so look at the brackets and everything and so on. But anyway, as I was taking this off, I took the two front bolts off, and I did not back that out. Look at that. That thing was a half an inch out. That thing must have been flexing something fierce. I always kind of thought that the car was sloshy, and I'm thinking, you know, ball joints, you know, just wear and tear, bushings here and there, but it turns out that thing was completely loose, just about ready to fall off. So, just wanted to show you that. But anyway, I got this side on now, so I decided to flip this bolt up the other way. I didn't like how close it was to this nut here, so I flipped that around. I'm going to now swap this one and flip that guy upside down. I mean, it's got space. I can put my finger in between there. You know, it's not like super bad, but I just don't like it. And so I'm going to flip that over so the stud sticks out the bottom here, because right now it's just that. All right, so both sides are in. I got that caliper on. I got to do the caliper on the other side, and I need to go buy a different grease gun, because the one I have has a solid connector on it. There's not enough room up in there to get that grease gun, so I need one that's got like a little bent hose nozzle on it. But anyway, I'm going to flip that other side around, swap these bushings out, clean this disc up, get all the grease off of it from my dirty hands, get the caliper on, get the wheels on, set it down, and see where I stand. And tomorrow morning early, I plan on doing the rear shocks that are laying right there. So those will be going on the back. And then I hope I have a good stance, get the back fenders up off those tires a little bit, because the right rear was rubbing. And I should be good to go. And then we'll take it for a run and see what the drivability is like. See what kind of sway I've got, and I don't expect a whole lot. But like I said before, one of these days I'm planning on replacing this guy with a much thicker, there's a really big one. I think it's like 3/4 inch or 1 inch or something like that. And that'll really get a lot more stabilization in the corners and so on. Not that I'm too worried about it, but it's something I want to do. Anyway, I think that is it for now. And I'll be right back as I get the wheels on, and we'll see what the stance looks like. Hey gang, we are back, and it's Sunday morning, and I just got done putting the front shocks on, and I put the rear shocks that have the coilover springs on them, and I'm about to set it down and see what the stance looks like. So, see what I've done here. Everything's all in there. Everything new, everything's all greased up. Upper and lower ball joints, Swayarm bushings, new spring, and Swayarm bushing. And I need to wipe that grease off. And same over here. Everything's all in. And for the rear, there's the coilovers. Air shocks are out. And we go over here. And I forgot to weld those guys up right there. So I'm gonna have to do that one of these days, but they're just kind of hanging there for now. All right. So let's take a look at the back. It's almost still right where it was at. So we had a measurement. What was that measurement? 24 3/8 in the back, and it was 26 3/4 in the front. So let's see what we got here. 25 and a half. And we raised it almost a quarter of an inch or half an inch, 3/8 of an inch went up. We're at 24 3/4 now. And I'm gonna take it for a drive.